My name is Trevor Tedavarici.
My name is Rebecca Perotti.
So my name is Kimberly Finlay.
Currently I'm working as an OT in remote settings in South Australia. I get to go out and work with these fantastic kids that they may have disabilities, they may just have that failure to thrive, but it's really, really rewarding work when I get to sit down and work with them in the classroom, work with them within their home, and to be able to see them progress and to be able to achieve things is really, really rewarding.
I work for Lendlease as a project engineer. I started out at the Edinburgh RAF base and then I moved straight into the Adelaide Oval, and now I'm currently working back out at the RAF base on a new project called S7000.
My husband and I founded Maranatha Health around 10 years ago to work in Uganda to raise health outcomes, empower the poor and make positive lasting change. So our organisation runs a hospital in Uganda as well as doing some really innovative capacity building work.
Within the near future I'd like to dedicate myself to be able to improving how occupational therapy is delivered to Indigenous peoples, as well as growing Indigenous health professional numbers, so it's not only limited to my own profession but across professions.
The highlight for me is definitely the Adelaide Oval project. Getting the opportunity to be on there from start to finish was pretty amazing. My next goal is to become a construction manager.
When I was 18 I started at UniSA with my Bachelor of Arts, and I guess at that time I didn't know much about what I wanted to do except that I wanted to make a difference in the world, and I had quite a passion for social justice. So I visited Kenya for 3 months, and I guess the only thing I can explain it as is it felt like coming home.
Being the first Indigenous occupational therapist from South Australia was a fantastic achievement. It wasn't necessarily until I graduated that I reflected upon it that it was something to be really, really proud of. When I graduated, my mother decided to go back and do her social work studies. My sister had deferred hers and she had went back after I graduated. And a couple of my extended families did as well. So it was fantastic that even though that wasn't the intention of why I studied, but it was a fantastic after effect that my family and my extended family all went back and pursued further studies.
Once the Oval had been completed and the Parklands, I was nominated for the National Australian Women in Construction Award for South Australia, the Young Achiever Award, partially because of my day-to-day role like on projects, as well as what I do outside of that in terms of promoting engineering and becoming a role model for particularly female engineers.
Certainly one of the biggest highlights for me was opening the doors of the Maranatha Health Clinic for the first time and seeing patients come through the doors that wouldn't otherwise access healthcare. And I think that is quite incredible to make positive lasting change.
I came back to studies as a mature age student, and the scholarships helped me when I came back to study, initially to buy my very first computer that I ever bought. It also helped me to take my time when looking for jobs, so I was quite lucky to get a job working in a childcare centre as a support worker.
When I received the SA Water undergraduate scholarship, I felt a great sense of achievement and also a bit of relief because the scholarship comes with vacation employment, so having that experience to get me into the industry definitely helped.
I was really excited when I found out that I got the scholarship. I had the opportunity to go overseas and study and explore my passion more because of the generosity of others. And so I was able to spend 6 months in Uganda working for a very local, very small not-for-profit organisation.
I previously studied prior to starting my occupational therapy degree, and that didn't work out simply for the fact that I had financial commitments. The scholarship allowed me to focus on my studies and to be able to achieve at a higher level, so I wasn't necessarily sacrificing my financial situation to be able to meet my academic aspirations.
Engineering is quite an intense course, so you don't really have a lot, if any, time to do part-time employment. So the scholarship financially was very beneficial.
The scholarship helped me immensely financially to participate in the Hawke Ambassador program. It was because I was able to do that 6 months that I decided that yes, I would be able to commit to living in Africa long term. I've certainly benefited hugely from the Cohen Grant Scholarship, and I think if I was going to say one thing to donors, it's that financial barrier shouldn't be a barrier for students. And I think it's incredible that there are scholarships like this out there that exist to encourage student capabilities and allow them to explore who they are and what they want to do in the future.
Thinking about donating, I would definitely encourage you. That can be the difference between a person succeeding to a person going on and creating the next best thing in engineering and IT. You're investing in not only your future, you're investing in everybody else's future as well. I think it's a fantastic opportunity and would be something that I would definitely look at doing for another person who would be coming through. Somebody who would be similar in my position, somebody who would not necessarily be able to achieve what they achieve, may not even be able to attend university without the help of donating for scholarships.